foot 12, 6 foot 12, 6 foot 12, 6 foot 12, 6 foot.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Jaddition, talking Indies. And today I have the biggest guest, literally and figuratively. He's known as the meat poppin', jaw dropping, earthquaking, pillar shaking leader of the Meat Pop Express, 6'12", 15% of a metric ton, larger than life, hotter than hell, and sometimes bigger than you. He is
most of the time.
Most of the time, bigger than you.
Majority of the time.
Big Trouble Ben Bishop.
What's up, dude?
What's up, brother?
I'm so happy to be here in beautiful Buford, Georgia, sitting in this back room wherever we are in this oversized utility closet. I guess I got some cornhole. I guess I do something in here.
Yeah,
here's where the staff hangs out. But no, man, this is cool. This is cool. Thanks for having me.
Awesome, brother.
You got the intro right.
Yeah.
Not many people do. You did your research, so I already like you.
I did. I was like, he said, oh wait, what is it? What is it? And the guys, they start stumbling over it, and I'm like, nah.
Can't figure it out. You had it right there, ready to go.
I had to listen to a bunch of different stuff to get it right, but I got it.
Good start.
Yeah, when I first found this room, it was 89 degrees in here, and I found the thermostat, and I was like, yeah, nah, I'm gonna have to fix this up.
It's 2 for 2 to start the interview.
That's right. Tonight you have a match with Disruptor Wrestling.
Yes, sir.
And you're currently the what is it?
Come on.
Party Animal Champion?
Party Animal Champion.
Yeah, I figured it out.
Party hard, baby. Party on.
Yeah, you're going up against
Wayne.
Dave Stage in the Boozerweight.
Yes, sir. We're going to have some fun. I like both guys I respect.
Yep.
Obviously, I'm going to win.
Of course.
There's no question there.
Yeah.
I'm going to beat both of them. I respect them. Doesn't mean I like them.
Yeah.
I mean, I like either of them. But we're going to it's the Party Animal Championship champion for a reason. I'm the Party Animal Champion for a reason, and it's the Party Animal Championship for a reason.
Goddamn right. You are amazing. As soon as me and my buddies first saw you, we're like, holy shit, this guy is massive.
Yeah. No, yeah.
That's what we love about you.
I am. It's not a gimmick.
Yeah.
6'12", 15% of a metric ton ain't a gimmick. So, I'm walking around and I am larger than life and goddamn hotter than hell. So that's not something, and I passed every airport test I've ever taken. Yeah. And so, it's not just this. This is just me. I'm just Ben. And I've been walking around like this my whole life. It just so happens now I have a bit of a platform to show people.
Yep.
And I'm just more than just a 6'12" guy, more than just a 15% of a metric ton guy. I'm a guy with a boatload of personality too. And the Party Animal Championship is a perfect title for old BTBB.
Hell yeah, absolutely. Did James Ellsworth, did he help you train with that personality, or was it more of just kind of the in-ring stuff?
I've always kind of had it, man. I've always thought of myself as like a performer. And even when I was playing basketball, I was always very enthusiastic, and the crowd really liked that. Even though I was an average basketball player, I wasn't anything special at the D1 level. Mm-hmm. But I always had just like an innate charisma to myself, and that's not me just bragging, that's just me stating facts.
Yeah.
I always had it. And I always loved professional wrestling. I think that's why I had it, is because I've always been a huge professional wrestling fan. And I've always envisioned myself to be a professional wrestler, even though I went 29 years without ever trying it out.
Yeah.
But Ellsworth, no, he was able to kind of put the pieces together for me. And he's been a great mentor since the beginning, really helping me out, really showing me the ropes, the psychology of wrestling, the ins and outs of it, and not just the wrestling, not just the in-ring stuff, a lot of just teaching me about the business in general, so that I can get a good understanding of what things are all about, and honestly, get an understanding of how things shouldn't go. And that's what brings me to making the reels that I make, and having that understanding of what this business is all about, and how silly it can be at times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to learn to take yourself not so seriously, which I feel like a lot of wrestlers just from the outside looking in, they can't be the butt of the joke, or they don't want to be. That's it. They just want to be. I'm serious. I'm fucking strong. I can body slam people.
And that's cool. We're all strong. And you should be strong. You should be athletic, and you should take your character serious, and you should take wrestling serious. But if you're taking yourself too serious and you're like, I can't lose, or I can't sell, or I can't do this or that, then you're just a clown. You're and you have no business being in wrestling. You have no business have anything to do with it, because at the end of the day, you got to look and see what we're doing. You can understand what we're doing, right? And this isn't pulling back the curtain. The curtain's been pulled back for 20, 30 years at this point. Mm-hmm. It's action cinema, right? We're entertaining people. It's more important that the people out there in the crowd, they're the ones that are being entertained. We shouldn't be trying to pop ourselves or or that think that when we win these titles that like we're really the fucking man. Can I swear?
Yeah.
Yeah, that we're really the
it.
fucking
Yeah.
man, you know. So it's like you got to work with each other. You know, it's something that you got to work well with your opponent. You can't just go out there and get it all in for yourself or do your own thing, because if you do that, then you're not going to entertain the crowd. You're going to pop yourself. Maybe a few of your buddies that are marks for you in the back, but that's the only thing that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So and then people aren't going to get their money's worth and they ain't coming back the next time. So give them especially on the indie scene. Give them a reason to want to come back, engage with them. They want to be involved. Crowds want to be involved. Look at through the years of even like all the way up to the top in the WWE. You know, when Edge first said "you suck" to Kurt Angle, and all of a sudden that took when the crowd's involved.
Yep.
The what chant, obviously people will say that ruined wrestling, but whatever. The yes chant. All crowds want to be involved. You got like LA Knight with and let me talk to you, and they want to be engaged with. So if you're not engaging with the crowd in person, we're not even talking about social media yet. We'll get to that. But if you're not engaging with the crowd, they're not going to want to come back. They're not here to just see the wrestling's a niche audience, Jesse, right? It's such a niche audience, and the niche of the niche are the ones that love just pure in-ring ability. Like, yes, there's a place for that. Yes, these guys are incredibly talented. But if you're just going in there and having 30-minute classics and not listening to how the audience is responding or not listening to them, the high majority of independent wrestling audiences are the ones that want to be engaged with. They just want to be entertained by characters, by like subtle stories. It doesn't have to be intricate stories, but just something that they can understand. And majority of them want to be entertained by a 10, 12-minute match, not a 30-minute 5-star classic.
I know that as a fan, when I'm watching a match, I mean, yeah, sure, like Ricochet, I feel like is a good example of somebody who's incredible in the ring. He has good character work, but a lot of people just watch him just to see what kind of crazy shit he's going to do, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, I just didn't click. Like when I watched him, I was like, holy shit, this is insane.
Yeah.
And then like when he was having the bout with Logan Paul, I feel like he's got better character work than, not judging Ricochet. I'm just saying,
no, I know what you mean.
As the two characters, I feel like Logan Paul was a bigger character. He was also good in the ring.
Yeah.
In some aspects. And then, but Ricochet, he's insane, and he would, I don't know.
Ricochet is easily one of the best wrestlers in the world, pure wrestlers. He can do everything. He can do everything probably better than anyone. Yeah. Right? And that's how he gets over with the crowd, because he is amazing at what he does, and there's no one better than him at what he does.
100%.
But again, especially, I'm not talking about Mexico. I'm not talking about Japan. I haven't wrestled there, so I can't speak on that. But here in America, in the States, you gotta go on the mic. You gotta be able to go. And again, all through history, the guys that got over the most, the Hulk Hogan's, the Ric Flairs, Rock, Stone Cold, John Cena. You just go down the line now, Cody. Those are the guys that got over on the mic, and that's the best. And it's they can all go in the ring, but that's not what got them over. No, it's the ability to be a character and to engage with an audience.
Absolutely. And one thing that always makes me just kind of question the IWC is how they take everything so seriously. You know what I'm saying? And you're a huge example of that, because I understand your humor, right? So like I'll comment and just kind of be like, oh fuck yeah, this is that. And then I see those couple comments where it's like, this fucking guy, just another backyard wrestler. Who are you? It was like a big one. Yeah,
right? All the owls come out, right?
Yes, all the owls come out.
Like so, and that's the thing. The IWC is their own worst enemy. They don't want it. When they see something getting over, I always say this: the internet's an equilibrium. Yeah. Right. So if something's getting popular and people are liking it, here come the people that want to bring it back down, because they don't want. It's like, why are people liking this? If I don't get it, then it must not be. It shouldn't be as popular as it is, right? Yeah. So all these people are getting confused by it on what my humor is, and if they don't see it, they don't understand. Like I'm getting all these old heads on the video I made at Windy City Professional Wrestling after my match, the day after my match aired on AEW Rampage with Roderick Strong. Yeah. I made the video of me acting like I'm a hot shot in the locker room. Now, 96% of people got that. Yeah. They understood what I was doing was satire. Don't think I'm a hot shot. I don't think I'm better than anybody, but I was doing that, making fun of people who have those type of matches in those moments, who do act like that, because there's plenty on the indie scene. Oh yeah. So But I have all these guys, and even today, you fucking crybaby. Oh, someone call the ambulance. Oh, you're a loser. Oh, you think you're better than people. It's like, dude, what are you not understanding? And I'm just like, yup, dude, for sure, man. Like, yeah, you're right. You got me. You got me. And then, yeah, you got the who birds come out and the owls all of a sudden, they come out. Who are you? Who do you think you are? Who's this? Who's this? Why are you commenting and asking who's this? Obviously, it's me, you moron.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think? How dumb can you be in making these, saying, who are you? Who is this? It's me. Like, and then they don't respond.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm right here, dude. Like, I'm here. I'll respond to you. If you want to have a conversation, I'm going to kill you with kindness.
Yeah.
Probably be a little sarcastic to you, which you probably won't get because they're all, pretty numbskulls. But, I just try to tell, I don't understand like how the IWC is. And, I shouldn't say I don't understand it because every fandom, every hardcore fandom has these type of people. And you can, like Star Wars, Star Trek, Marvel.
Taylor Swift is another one.
Swift, but you have these people, like people say the same thing about Star Wars fans. It's like nobody hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
Right? So they have it too. So every hardcore niche fandom has cult following fandom has this type of stuff. So I shouldn't say I don't understand it. I try to talk to these people and like, why are you acting this way? And they never have a reason. One guy on one of my videos, I went back and forth with him and I was just like, why are you saying this? And he's just like, and then he kept trying to get me to bite. And I'm like, I'm not going to bite, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fight back. I'm going to ask you, why are you commenting this? Like, why are you saying who? Like, why, what do you mean by who? Well, I don't know who you are. I'm like, okay. Do you know everybody in the world? Like, what do you mean? He's like, why are you acting like this in your video? I'm like, dude, look at my page. Are you new here? And that's fine if you are, but like maybe do a modicum of research, like a little bit. And they don't want to. Everybody wants everything right then, right there. Everyone wants to be instantly validated and satisfied.
Yep.
And that's the world we live in. So all this, all these people that just continue to comment like that, it's great. You know what? It's for engagement. I'm getting more engagement.
Oh,
so
yes.
I'll take it.
Oh, yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah, because then the algorithm's like, oh, people are interacting. They don't care. They don't care if it's negative or positive.
They always say, this ain't true all the time, but all press is good press, right? So it's like not always, but I mean, in this case, if people want to just comment, and even if they're saying nasty, mean stuff or disparaging stuff, whatever, dude, you're helping me out. So.
Oh yeah. I wanted to get back to the ACW, like you training with. That's James Ellsworth's slogan,
yes,
right?
it's promotion.
Yeah. So how were those like first few days of training?
Yeah.
Do you have any stories or anything you were expecting to happen with it or?
Not, when I first started training, it definitely, I really respected it.
Yeah.
Immediately. Once I took my first bump, I was like, oh shit, dude.
Yeah.
This ain't no joke.
Yeah.
And then I watched the match. It was in Hanover, PA, and I watched the show that night and dudes were taking bumps off ladders and I'm just like, shit, dude, do I really want to do this? I just took a regular ass bump earlier in the day and now I'm watching dudes take these 15-foot bumps off ladders. And I'm just like,
holy shit.
Man, this is going to suck, huh? And so, and I immediately like respected even hitting the ropes. Now I'm watching these guys. You get more of an understanding of it when you've never done it because you watch guys do it on WWE and it looks so seamless and easy. Yeah. Then you actually go in there and do it and you're like, wow, it's a lot harder than I thought. And that's coming from like me. And I was always an athlete. So I always, I played basketball in college and I've always been able to like pick things up athletically somewhat pretty well. Not saying I was an all-star, but like, I could pick things up. I was coordinated. And even it took a few weeks. It took a few weeks to really learn how to properly hit the ropes, how to properly bump. It took like really to properly bump. It took like a month or two. But it was just I loved it immediately, and I wanted to just keep going back. I couldn't wait to get to training each week. I tried to train 2 or 3 times a week in my first 6-7 months, and just because I just wanted to like fast track, because I was already 29. Yeah. So I was like, I want to get to my first show and get working shows as soon as possible. I'm not going to do the like once every week or once every 2 weeks training plan like some guys I was training with were doing. I was like going there, I would be set up the ring by myself. Wasn't always Ellsworth who I was training with. I also had his name's Nick Taylor, but he goes by Sickened on the independent circuit. He kind of works a lot in Maryland, West Virginia, PA up there. He helped me a lot, showed me like a lot of the basics and the moves and how to move around the ring while learning more of like the psychology and like the advanced stuff from Ellsworth, like where to put things, how to put things together. So it was great, and guys really took me under their wing, showed up to help me train, had practice matches with me.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking like in the cold, in the dead of winter, 20 degrees out, and just like taking bumps on out. We were outside, man. I was training outside. I wasn't in like a fancy training facility.
Oh shit!
I was just training in a backyard, dude.
Yeah.
And learning how to take bumps, learning how to do everything. And because I just really wanted to do it. I was like, this is something that I've always wanted to do. I've been a fan of wrestling since 1999. And I'm like for 20 years at that point.
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta do it. So it was just something that I'm like, it's now or never. It's now or never. So.
For sure. And you say you grew up watching wrestling. I know your favorites were probably DDP and Kevin Nash, right?
Yep, those are two
and
of them.
and I actually, is that your first time meeting Kevin Nash right there?
That was my very first time meeting Kevin Nash.
How'd that go? Because I know you've met him a few
That
times.
was
but
in 2013, I think. That was so long ago. That was like a Comic Con. So I wasn't wrestling then.
yeah.
But it was surreal, man. It was so cool to meet him, and
For sure, yeah.
obviously, like that was the first guy I saw in wrestling. I was like, this shit, no pun intended. This guy's cool as hell.
Yep.
And I'm like, I was enthralled by a guy like that. It was cool to see like the monsters in wrestling, and but the guys who were like big and had a personality. That's what I was drawn to more, not just like the brooding, silent monster type.
Mm-hmm. Well, DDP is a lot bigger than a lot of people don't realize.
Dude,
it's
like
wild.
6'6".
Yeah, it's like when I saw videos, I'm like, oh, he's like 6'3", 6'4".
Well, because he came up in a time when dudes were all huge.
Yes. Yeah.
Like he stood next to guys like Kevin Nash and Scott Hall.
Paul White was walking around.
Yeah, Paul White.
Yeah.
Which I'll let me tell you, if I was in WCW in the years 98 to 2001, I would have been over with all the guys because now all of a sudden I'm talking to guys like DDP, Lash LaRue, Brian Clark, Scotty Riggs, Jeff Jarrett. And it's just like all these guys are like, dude, yeah, you got something. And I'm like, damn, man, I'm 30 years too late, dude. I wish I was coming up when you guys were coming up. Would have been over more. But but no, yeah, dude, DDP has been awesome, being linked up with him. I met him in 2013 too.
Yeah.
When I was doing the yoga. Because now I got to call it DDP.
DDP, yeah, he don't want the yoga. Yeah.
I was doing that because I heard he needed disc in college, and I've always been a DDP fan. I found out he had this program, and so I started doing it. And honestly, like it helped me so much. I didn't have to have surgery after my senior year playing basketball. And I told him that, and he was like, "Holy shit, man, that's so fucking cool." I met him WrestleMania weekend in 2013. And then, fast track to 2022, linking up with him again through a good friend of mine in Maryland, Kent Backler, who owns the Life Med Institute, which has a bunch of places. A lot of wrestlers go there. They go there for different either ailments or just different supplements or something to like really get their bodies back on track, especially when they're rehabbing. Yeah. And he's friends with DDP. Shout out to them. Anybody that can get linked up with Life Med, swear to seriously, this is a free ad for everybody. Do it. They're unbelievable. They will help you get everything back on track. But he linked me up with DDP when he found out I was moving to Atlanta. He's like, dude, you got to hit up Dallas. And I was like, man, that'd be awesome. I hit him up and he's like, yeah, come by and do a workout. Like nothing. I was like, wait, what? I just like, all shit, right. Dude. Like, I had work that day, man. I was like, yeah, I'm sick. I my ass to get there. Can you be here in an hour? I'm like, yes, sir. I'll be there in 30 minutes. Yep. I jumped in my car and I had it right there. He only lives about 25, 30 minutes from me. So, so it was easy. And it's just cool. It's so surreal, man. Like, sometimes you got to take a step back and be like, dude, I'm like kind of doing cool shit. Because at the end of the day, like, every wrestler wants to get signed. I don't care what they say, but 99% of wrestlers want a contract. Yep. And I do too. I'm not going to say I don't. I obviously want one. I want to make this a full-time job. But sometimes, and my wife tells me this all the time, you got to take a step back and appreciate what you've done. Because it's like, if you don't enjoy the journey, it's just at the end of the day, it's all going to be a blur. And you're just going to be like, I was miserable the whole time because I didn't get what I wanted. And speaking back to Ken, he told me one time, a watched pot never boils. He's like, this is the fun part. Like, don't just sit there like looking and like have tunnel vision of like, I need a contract. I need a contract. I need a contract. Don't be saying that because then you're never going to enjoy the journey of getting there. And it's like, I've done cool stuff. I've worked with Brandon Walker at Barstool. I've been to The Office, like something I followed. I'm a Northeast guy, so I followed Barstool my whole life, right? I got to go to their office. That's cool as hell. That's awesome. Doing AEW appearances, linking up with DDP, meeting some of my heroes, wrestling guys that were on TV I never thought I would wrestle in a million years, right? Doing Young Rock, being part of a WWE 2K commercial, like all this kind of stuff. that I just gotta like sit back and be like, dude, this is cool. Like what, like, and I have a problem with that because I'm so goal oriented where I'm like, I need to get that contract. And like, that's what's going to validate me. But I got to realize like, man, like, what I tell myself all the time to really take a step back is like 9-year-old Ben would be so fucking proud of you and he'd be so happy and he would look at you and be like, you're doing what you really wanted to do your whole life.
Yep.
And like, and if you're acting like it's not good enough, 9-year-old Ben would have kicked you right in the nuts. So, so that's not going to be like, think about 10-year-old Ben and going out on his trampoline, doing all the moves he sees on TV and dreaming of being a professional wrestler, not giving a shit if it was WWE, just, even if it was just an indie show, anything. It would just being like, I always wanted to do this, and just think about that kid. And don't think about like, since you're not signed, you're not doing anything right. And so that's what brings me back to earth sometimes and makes me like appreciate what I'm doing and makes this fun again.
100%. I mean, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a big boy job, but
of course, yeah, we gotta have it.
I really wanted. I went to my first indie show back in February.
Yeah,
first disruptor show I think in this building.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, this is. I've been to SmackDowns, I've been to Raws. I never went to an independent show, and it was like just a culture shock. I was like, dude, this is so fucking fun.
It's fun.
It's so fun.
It's like when you go to bars and you see bands, right? And you see like, and it's almost like, dude, I had a better time at a bar down the street with 100 people watching this awesome cover band because because it's more intimate and it's almost, and you're almost part of the show more, right? Like we, like as indie wrestlers, you got to include that audience more. We want you to keep coming back. In WWE, it's like, we're doing it for the TV. We're not doing it for the audience. So we're doing it for the audience, in person.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing with us is that we need to like, make sure that, you're coming back to see us so that we can keep having these shows and keep everybody entertained.
Oh, for sure. And that's what I love about it. I mean, me and Conley almost got in at one time. That asshole. I've been dieting, going to the gym. I'm down like 30 pounds. I'm working on myself, man.
Good.
And I had a salad. I was maxed out on calories, so I was just doing my thing. I was still hungry, and he was like, "It's gonna take more than that, fat boy."
Oh,
I was like, okay.
Oh.
And so now every time I don't feel like going to the gym, my guys are like, "Hey, bro, you just gonna let Conley win?"
Yeah,
I bet Conley's at the gym right now. I bet
that's awesome. No, that's
but
good,
it's pushed me in it, and
that's it. That's it.
And
keep pushing, man. I say everybody's got to scratch that creative itch.
For sure.
You got to do something else. Like we all, having 9 to 5s is great and all, having a job is great. And I'm fortunate that I have a really good one. But at the end of the day, like that's not enough. And it seemed like you're similar to me where it's like, it's not like I got to do something else.
Yes.
I can't just be the 9 to 5 guy. And like I was that in 2019, and I was just like, every day after work, I'd be like, now what do I do, dude?
Yeah.
Like play video games all day or
just rot away. Yeah.
And like, the love, love my family, friends, wife, but it's like, I got to do something where I feel goal oriented. And like having a job's great, but it's like, oh, am I just chasing the next promotion? That's fine. Yeah. But like, it's just like, you almost feel like a cog in the machine at that point. I want to be my own machine. Yep. I don't want to just be the cog in the machine.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm trying to do. And getting out of wrestling for a second, I know that your name and your character is based a lot off of Big Trouble in Little China.
Yes, it is.
And I heard that, and I never heard the movie before. So I was like, you know what? I'll give it a watch. So I watched it. I watched it last night, and I was like, am I watching Scary Movie 12? But it was amazing. It was a hilarious, amazing movie.
It's such like an unintentionally hilarious
It's so good. There's so many one-liners in there.
Dude,
and
shaking the pillars of heaven and quaking the earth, dude.
Yes.
The best line is when he looked that some bitch right in the eye and he said, what do you got? I forget the exact line, but I haven't watched it in a while. But I'm ready for it. Just God, Kurt Russell's unbelievable.
Or It's All in the Reflexes. Was
all in the
one.
Reflexes, yep.
Pork Chop Express. That's how I know you got the meat chop, the meat pop express, and you got the pup chop express for your dogs.
Pups, dude.
Yeah,
they're my pride and joy, dude. Those two girls, Kelsey and Stevie. That's my other passion, man. I always say, me and my wife say this all the time, that like, if we had just FU money, we would have like the Caesar Milan type compound.
Yeah.
Like I would have all this room. We just went today, this awesome app we found called Sniff Spot.
Okay.
Which is, I don't know why they don't advertise it more. It's like people can almost rent out their property, their fenced-in property, for you to bring your dog, so you're not bringing them to dog parks.
Oh, that's awesome.
We did dog parks, and we have 2 pits.
Yeah.
So it's like
I have a pit too, so I know.
So you go to these dog parks, and people are very weird about it. Even though they're the nicest, they can be the nicest dogs. They get very weird when their dog plays with a pit. So we kind of gotten that before. We get, it's kind of stressful going to a dog park. So we found this thing called Sniff Spy. You should look into it. And it's it was $10 per dog. It's just somebody's property. And they're like, hey, it's all yours. It's private. And it was for an hour. And we had them running and running and running and running. And it was awesome. I'm telling you, if I had
that's incredible.
a few money, I would have something like that. I would have 5, 6, 7 dogs. It's heartbreaking, man. All these dogs need homes, and I wish more people would. And nothing against buying a dog. Nothing against going to a breeder. I'm not telling you. My dad does it, so I'm not telling people don't do that. If that's what you want to do, it's awesome. You're giving a dog a home. I'm all for it. But there's so many dogs that need to be adopted that are sitting in these shelters, and I hate now my algorithm is that on Instagram is like wrestling and dog shelters.
Yes,
it's just like. God. I'd have them all, man. If I could, I'd have them all, and I would try to. I want to save all of them, and that's that. I'm a sucker for them. The dogs are like they're up there with the shit I'm doing now, and dogs. That might be my next career. I might walk around dogs.
Yeah, I have a pit golden retriever mix. So he's like 130-pound golden. Just jacked, and he's got a big pit bull head. And he's the sweetest thing, man. But
I do the bully mix. Any of the pit bulls. I don't think I could ever have another dog. They're the sweetest. They're the kindest. All they want to do is they want to please their owner, and unfortunately, that's how they get that bad rep, dude. If the owner wants them to do something that isn't what they should be doing, they want to please their owner. That's all they want to do. And they're strong as hell, but they can be the sweetest, nicest, most loyal dogs that you could ever own. And I tell everybody, look into pits because unfortunately there are so many of them in these shelters. Mixes, regular pits, American bullies, American pit bull terriers, doesn't matter. I tell everybody that, take a look at them because those dogs know when you rescue them from they know they're being rescued, and they will be the most loyal dog to you. They get it. They get it. People say they don't, they get it. I'm telling you, they get it. And they will remember that. And you'll be their person for the rest of their lives, and they will not forget it.
For sure. Do you have any specific organizations you want to shout out for the adopt?
I haven't looked into too many, man, because I want to make sure I'm always shouting out good ones. I do.
I understand that.
You know how these can go, man. Some are kind of shady, but I do want to shout out the shelter. I did get my dogs from in Kennesaw, Georgia, mostly mutts. They're absolutely incredible. They do a perfect job of mix of taking the right dog to the right person. So they go through a full application process, like an interview process, and they make sure, like, even though you might be like, I want to adopt Sadie. It's like, well, what's your energy level like, or what's your activity level like? Are you going to be able to take her for walks? Because her activity level is like a 7 to 9. It's like it seems like yours, you don't take many walks, or you're more of like a homebody. It's like but maybe Buster's better for you because he's more chill.
Okay, that's cool.
So it's a great shelter because the last thing they want is someone to get a dog and a month later be like, I get too much, take it back. They're like, we don't want that. That's the worst thing you can do for a dog. Just give it back.
Give it hope and then put it back.
Give it hope and put them back. So like that's why I love. So mostly mutts. I've donated them before. I want to keep helping. That's where we got Kelsey and Stevie, both of my dogs, and they've been tremendous. And I couldn't say enough good things about them.
Yeah, shout out to the Pup Chop Express.
Shout out to the Pup Chop Express, man. They're the best.
Yeah, we're coming down to the end here. Would you mind doing some little rapid fire questions real quick?
Let's do it. Yeah.
All right.
Let's go lightning round.
Yes. You have any embarrassing spots in the ring? Just like some moments that weren't supposed to happen.
Plenty of them. Shit. Dude, like even wrestling with like really. I remember the one that comes to mind, and it's like embarrassing to me because I'm like, man, the match went so well, but it was that one spot that I'm like, God damn it. I remember I was working with Riddle, and I called in the back. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna whip you into the buckle, and I'm gonna jump in with a jumping back elbow, kind of like Damian Priest does in the corner.
Yeah.
So I said back elbow to him, and when I whipped him, he took the buckle and he came out, and I'm like, oh shit, he's supposed to be waiting there, and we kind of just collided in the middle of the ring. And he just took a bump. It was just so awkward, like looking back, and I'm like, it wasn't a big deal to the crowd, but to me, I was just like, damn it, dude. Because I know it. I'm like, fuck, it was going so well. And that was kind of the only thing that was like, in the match. I love the match with him.
That match was great.
Riddle's an awesome guy. Really worked hard for me. Was able to, took bumps. Wasn't doing that whole like shitty vet thing where it's like, I'm not gonna bump for you, kid. He worked his ass off.
Yeah.
Other embarrassing moments. I mean, nothing crazy. I mean, when I was, coming up, yeah, dude,
Yeah.
like, first 2 years, like, yeah, like I look back at some of my matches and I'll be like, like that sucked. That's like, like, oh, that looked like shit. So I can do that, because everybody does, dude. It's like wrestling is like, I compare it to stand-up comedy. I know we're in a lightning round and I'm going off topic.
No, you're good, dude.
But wrestling's like stand-up comedy where, you're going to suck for the first few years. Like you just got to go out there and do it. Comedians will tell you that all the time. I've talked to a few of them. They say, dude, even the best ones, like the Bill Burrs of the world, the Chris D'Elias, all these guys doing stand-up comedy, they say like, you go out there and for the first 5 years, nobody's laughing at anything you're saying.
Yeah.
Like it's almost people have to learn that you're funny. And the same thing with wrestling, people have to learn that you're good, right? You got to like convince them. And you got to, by people either talking about you or just, all of a sudden now this person in the crowd's changed. It's like, oh yeah, this guy likes him. I should probably like him too. It's like groupthink. It's like you just got to get them all to think that, and you just got to try and see what works. Like, okay, I tried this in a match. It didn't seem to get a reaction. So maybe I'll nix that and try something else. And there's always things you can do. So you got to suck for a few years, and there's always going to be embarrassing moments. All right, let's get back to the rapid fire. Sorry.
Yeah, come on, man. Crazy fan experiences.
Crazy fan experiences, dude. Oh man, a lot of shit happens on Instagram, dude. I get so many weird DMs. I had one guy that asked me for my underwear one time, dude.
Did the guy ask you for feet pics?
Sweaty underwear.
Or was that a joke?
The feet pics a joke. Yeah, no. One guy did actually. That did happen. Just weird Instagram requests, dude. One guy said to me the other day, he's like, yeah, man, dude, it would be awesome to like work with you one day. I'm like, yeah, sure, dude. Like, whatever. He's like, no, let's go find a ring somewhere or even like a hotel room, dude, and trade some holds. I'm like, what? I was like, what?
Trading holes is wild.
Holes he's like, yeah, no big deal, dude. Just a hotel room. You can just get in there, Yeah, dude. Okay. I'm like, nah, we'll be good. He's like, all right, man. Well, if you change your mind, I'm like, yeah, don't worry, I'll let you know. That was a weird one. That was recent.
Oh yeah.
What the hell, dude?
Do you have a favorite fan experience, like something wholesome, or maybe just something that was hilarious,
honestly,
or something?
And this is like such a cheesy answer, but just like, dude, kids are the best.
Yeah.
Like the kids really like it, and they're like so excited for it. So I remember myself as a kid. That's the best. Anytime the kids are invested and they love it, either if you're a good guy or a bad guy, that really is like that makes me so happy. You know, to just interact with the kids and see how good of a time they're having. That makes me have a good time.
For sure. Yeah, I love it because they see you're bigger than life, literally.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh my God, this guy's a superhero. Holy shit.
You, dude, people go to the circus. They don't go to see the clowns. They don't go to see the trapeze artists. They like them. They don't go for that. They go for the elephants.
That's right.
They're going to see people that they don't see that sit next to them every day.
That's right. What amazing advice were you given that you'd love to share to the world or to any independent wrestlers out there?
So I used to say the old thing like, oh, keep your mouth shut and your ears open, some fucking bullshit, niche bullshit like that. But I'm not going to say that, dude. I'm going to say to every independent wrestler coming up, dude, do it your way. Do it how you want to do it. Be yourself. Be genuine. Don't take bullshit advice because at the end of the day, there's so many people in wrestling that want to keep you down. Yep. And if they see you're doing well and they see you're getting over, there's plenty of people who are going to try to halt that and they're going to stop it. And they don't want you to get more over than them. So they'll give you shitty advice and they'll try to mask it and tell you like, I got your best interest. I got your best interest, but that's bullshit. A lot of people don't have your best interest. So do what you want to do. People have told me all the time, dude, get rid of that 6'12" bullshit, dude. That shit's fucking dumb, dude. And I'm like, and then you'll see tonight everyone chants 6'12".
Yep.
Because it's different. People remember it. It's something that's unique. They're like, but I've been told that so many times, and I almost did. I almost was like, all right, yeah, maybe I should. But I'm like, you know what? No, fuck it. I'm gonna do it and see what happens with it because it's me. I want to do it. I'm having fun. I'm not gonna listen to somebody tell me that. And I've had people that I like tell me that. It's not and nothing against them because they think it was like, oh, it's gonna confuse people. I'm like, dude, I ain't confusing people. They'll figure it out. It's not that hard. Yeah. And so, like, I just tell everybody, be you. Do your thing. Don't worry about bullshit ass heat. Be respectful, but be respectful to a point. If dudes ain't respecting you, dudes are being dicks to you, don't fucking kiss their ass. They ain't shit. Like at the end of the day, I'm a human too, dude. I played college basketball. I didn't have to respect a guy just because he played high school ball, but he played 10 years before I did, and he's been playing in the YMCA league for 10 years longer than I was playing basketball. I don't got to go up to him and respect that guy. If a guy's being a dick and giving bad advice, I ain't got to go up to him. That's how it's a wrestling, dude. If you're going to be a dick, you're going to be an asshole, and you think that you're better than me because you've wrestled 5, 6, 7, 8 years longer than me, it's not going to fly, dude. And I tell wrestlers, be yourself, do what's best for you, be respectful to an extent, and just be your genuine personality. Because if you do that, people are going to resonate with it, and they're going to like you a lot more.
Yeah, one advice that somebody gave me was you're not obligated to respect tenure if they're not going to give you the respect back.
There you go. That's a perfect way to say it. Yes.
All right, I think we're time to take it home, brother. Shout out what you want to shout out.
Well, dude, I mean, obviously, by the time this comes out, this already happened. I'm probably retaining the Party Animal Championship tonight here in Beaufort, Georgia at Disruptor Wrestling. But other than that, man, I mean, things are going great. Folks, tweet at Shoes Baseball on Twitter, please, and make sure that they book me for September 21st. Yes. Make sure Jeff Jarrett and Conrad Thompson book me for September 21st in Springfield, Illinois, because that's what I'm doing right now. I'm getting a movement. I'm making sure that I am booked for the Capital City Clash in Springfield, Illinois. But other than that, I just worked Southern Honor last night. First time working there. Great indie promotion here in Georgia. I'm real happy that I got to be in the Rumble Jack. Unfortunately, didn't win, but hey, you know what? Can't win them all. We'll be back next time. Other than that, Windy City Professional Wrestling in Chicago, I got coming up September 14th. Stacked. It's going to be 2 rings. 1 ring's double the size up in height. I'm a tall guy. I'm kind of scared of heights, to be honest with you. You wouldn't think that, but I am. So I got to get in that stupid big ass ring. But you know what? I'm going to go for the title. It's for the title. I ain't going to climb a ladder to get up there. I don't want to, but you know what? BTB's got to do what BTB's got to do. That's right. And then other than that, man, I'm all around. Things are looking up. We're going to keep fucking riding this train to the wheels fall off, dude. Because there's no stop in the Meat Pop Express. There's no stop in Big Trouble. And you know what? We're just going to keep it positive, keep it trucking. And as always, I'm keeping the shades on because the sun never sets on a cool guy.
Damn right. Thank you guys so much for watching that. That was Big Trouble Ben Bishop, and I'll see you guys in the next one.